Well, I've just got out of the meeting with the sleep apnea people, and I thought I'd just tell you that, you know, it pays to be a little persistent. For example, I want to buy the machine, but it's an expensive machine. And so they really, I find it quite interesting. If you're on a medical plan, they charge you X, which is a lot of money. And if you're not on a medical plan, then they charge you less. But I said, I really want to buy the machine. I know I can buy it in the States for half the price. So explain to me, you know, how this is worthwhile. And it was really quite interesting because, you know, it comes with a lifetime, as long as I'm a client, of support for it, and every 6 months they will check it mechanically, make sure everything's working properly, sanitize it, do everything. So there were a lot of little bits, and you go, right. And I said, what if I buy a machine, for example, in the States, and want that service? Well, that would cost me $400. So now you say, okay, fine, I can buy it in the States for $650. Add another $400 for the service plan for my lifetime. So there you go, that's up to $1,000. And then I said, okay, do me a favor, make sure that the price that you gave me is the absolute bottom price, because I want to make the decision, but I want to make sure I'm dealing with facts. And they dropped another $200 off it. So quite honestly, it turns out that I would actually be paying about $200 more, but then that's not including the tax I would have to pay to bring it back in. So that's $100 probably. So, you know, really, it's a better deal. So now I'm happier now. I've got a good deal for it. But what if I hadn't asked them just to double check that was the absolute bottom price? So that's what I was saying to you. Is that being a bit rude, a bit pushy, a bit whatever? No, I think it's being smart. And, you know, you sort of need to make sure that you're talking from a place of truth, right? And the place of truth is, I know I can buy this in the States at this price. I've done that research. So help me, because I want to buy it from you. And I just want to make sure I get the right deal so that I can. And you know, I did. And so I encourage you, it's not about being difficult. It's about, hey, they have every right to say no, this is our bottom price, take it or leave it. In which case, I would probably more aggressively go and check elsewhere. But they didn't. They actually they showed me they wanted to help me, and they wanted me as a client. I would reward that. So, you're probably wondering, what's the story? I've actually got a different mask to try. And that'll be interesting. I'm doing pretty well, but apparently there are certain days where some air is escaping, and I know what it is. It's when I turn over, I sort of drag the mask with me, and then it sort of opens up, a little bit of air ends up escaping. So this time I've got a total over the nose mask, which I'm going to try for a little while, see if that works. And I'll show you a picture of that, because it's quite something. I'm beginning to feel a bit like, you know, Darth Vader at the moment. But it's working, people. Think about it that way. That's really important. It is working. And they're saying that if the over-the-nose mask fits even better, then it'll work even better. And I was still waking up a couple of times. It's funny because they asked me, how did I think I was doing? I said, I think I've woken up a couple of times since I last saw you choking. But that's all I can remember. And sure enough, they could show me that was exactly right. There were 2 instances where they could see that I had a bad time of it. So it won't totally fix it. But what it's doing is, now on the machine we know it doesn't rate as well as when you have the little clippy thing on overnight. But on the machine it's now showing I'm down from 16 point whatever down to 7, when we know the average is 5. Now we also know that when I was on the little clippy thing it showed 3.6. So we're doing well. Pretty sure that if I had the little clippy thing on, I'd be, well under 5. But I think most importantly is, how do I feel? And that's the important thing. And I feel pretty good about the fact that I've done what I can to get the best price I can for a machine that I want, which is now second-hand. And I did it from a place of honesty and integrity, not from a place of trying to screw them. I think there's a difference between that, right? There's one thing is, can I get the best deal I can in this day and age? And I think that's the difference. It must be very difficult for some people, because in the old days you didn't have the option to be able to go online and find out, what can I get it for in the States? And because I could order it from the States, have it delivered in the States, and go down and get it. So it's, interesting. All right, so I hope that helps some of you understand that, looking after you is an okay thing. This